365 days in Skyblock world. I spent the first 100 days recreating the Bowery steep wells from India, with its signature squares, shapes, and symmetry. Heck, I even got a chance to meet my heroes, Walter White from Breaking Bad and Peter Griffin from Family Guy. We also built some awesome creations, like this cleverly disguised mob farm. Add in a treehouse, a villa-style iron golem farm, and a pool, 2 beacons, and that completes my 100 days on 1 block skyblock. And that was the easy part, folks, because 100 days in Lucky Block was a whole new ball game. We got killed by Bob the Zombie several times, trapped in a cage with lava flowing down, and sometimes I just had to restart the game. Oh, the frustration. After several attempts though, finally on day 7, we got our very first sapling, and that was a game changer. Our very first tree. Not long after, we finally got Silk Touch, which also means that we can move our lucky blocks elsewhere. With no flint and steel, I was lucky enough to light up another portal from a thunderstrike caused by my lucky bow. On day 31, I built a cobblestone farm. This laid the foundations for my base, which is going to be 3 times as large as my previous one. We also built a super smelter on day 50, as well as an unlimited source of fuel. I added a little irrigation system leading to the center of my base, as well as finding my very first grass block. Things are only getting greener from here. I completed the walls on all sides of my base, including the towers that leads to the upper floors. I also built my home, not just any home. This home has a special feature. Jump in and dive straight into the end dimension. We beat the Ender Dragon, and finally completed the lucky block side of the base. Woods and squares on my first base, circles and stones on the other. I have a lot planned for today. We're gonna turn this into a mega base. Without further ado, this is 365 days of Lucky Block 1 block skyblock. Whole lot of blocks. 3, 2, 1, action. Just a quick note, 69% of my viewers haven't subscribed. A sub would be truly amazing, and hitting that notification bell would truly be legendary. Let's go. Just like me in real life, getting out of bed is always a huge struggle. But I know that I definitely need a lot of energy for this episode because I have a lot planned today. For starters, I want to beat the lucky block. I'll get into more details about beating the lucky block a bit later. So just a little preface, if you haven't watched the first 100 days, this was the culmination of that. A charming little base filled with symmetry, mostly wooden blocks. And on this other side, all stone. I love the stark contrast between the two bases. And to be fair, I didn't expect that I would complete so much in my first 100 days. I mean, this was a lot to build. That was turbo building right there. At least for my standards. But we're gonna bring that up another gear on this episode. First things first, a quick stop at my old base. We do have some unfinished business there. It's been 100 days since I had a quick swim with my 4 cows. Oh wait, there's 3 cows and Angela. According to Angela, a lot of the parts of this base are completely broken. And me with my OCD, I can't really handle that, but I'm not sure how much I can fix today. Oh, there's an undead horse down there. What is that doing here? Anyway, here's one of the things that broke. My iron golem farm. I don't see any iron golem spawning here for quite some time, and oh no, that horse is ruining my crops. I can't, no. Okay, I gotta fix that. I gotta move this horse back to its stable. Well, not really a stable, but I do have an area designated for my horse. But for now, I guess let's just put him inside the cow area. Right, in you go. No, don't go out. No, don't step. Well, I had to just kill the cow. Anyway, the iron golem farm is definitely not working, but let me see if there's still any stock down here. Well, I guess we're good on iron ingots. I guess I don't need to repair the iron golem farm for now. I dumped the excess flowers that I got from the iron golem farm to this little pool, because hey, Angela deserves it. Right, I gotta check my old storage system, but first, some XP. Need to repair our gear. I was really happy when I checked this chest, because apparently we've got a lot of dirt blocks, but most importantly, bamboo. I'm gonna need a lot of these to craft scaffolding. The day was getting a bit late, and it's been a while since I've been to my treehouse. Took a quick nap, and now it's time to start building. Now I just remembered I left something behind from my first 100 days. My elytra. That pretty much means I won't need to go to the end dimension for this episode. That's gonna save me a lot of time. Stopped by at my anvil and combined my 2 swords for some awesome enchants. Most importantly, it now has mending. And for the last step of tidying up my old base, I wanted to fix my nether portal. It's still using the old version. I poured some water in, and luckily it didn't break any stuff downstairs. I relit the portal with my flint and steel, and now we've got the new immersive portals version. Much better. Now I gotta take care of my OCD. A lot of the farmland was destroyed by either cows or horses or my villagers or, well, most probably me. But to be fair, I think I'll just blame the horses. I brought Roach back up and tied him to his little stable post right here. Fixed a few pieces of farmland, replanted the crops, and we're done. Right, let's... Oh! Yeah. Oh man, okay. It's been a while since I've used my elytra. Couldn't believe I almost lost the totem of undying just from being a noob. I did a quick flyby at my 2 bases, trying to envision what I'm gonna create here. I was both daunted and excited by the prospect, but mostly daunted, to be honest. There's gonna be a lot of building to be done here. The day was getting late and there was one last thing that I just remembered. My bathtub ran out of water. I tried to fill in the bathtub, but instead I accidentally filled it up on the other side. That's not how things work. I tried to step in, and my boots. I hate my boots. I need to get new boots without frostwalk around, and having a cold bath at this time of the night ain't so good. Well, it is what it is. Now I gotta explain what I meant by beating the lucky block. The lucky block is basically a cursed block. Sometimes it gives you good loot, most of the time it gives you hell. But we're gonna change that. But before we change that, I gotta destroy this building right here. This was my cobblestone farm. It's no longer working. Well, to be honest, I don't need it anymore. I already have so much cobblestone generated, I may as well clear this up. I upgraded to a netherite pickaxe, and now it's time to head to creative mode, where I'm gonna test how to beat the lucky block. The goal is pretty simple, folks, to farm as many lucky blocks as possible with the least amount of hassle. First things first, we gotta take care of the TNT that often spawns from these lucky blocks. I tested it on water, with leaf blocks filled with water surrounding it, and they seemed to do fine. But then I think this is probably because of the TNT exploding inside water. So I tried from the outside, and it worked just fine. The leaves were intact. I left one leaf block, not waterlogged, on the top right-hand side to see if it makes any difference. So I used a lot of TNT right here, and as expected, that one leaf block broke, but everything else stayed intact. And now I need to decide how high my platform should be. And this is my number 1 enemy when it comes to traps, the lava trap. What it does is basically destroy all blocks below you, and it adds a 3x3 lava plus cobweb layer. Super annoying. These other traps ain't so bad. I think I've got it sorted out. Back to the overworld, it's time to plant our bamboo. We're gonna build pretty tall structures here, so scaffolding's really gonna help. We'll be planting our bamboo on all 4 corners of the base, and this right here will be our lucky block farm, sort of. We'll also be expanding this entire layer right here, all the way up to the corners. Let's start with the collection platform. Stupidly, I did not test this in creative mode just yet. I thought it would be more fun and exciting to just try it out in my hardcore world. I added a 3-block high waterlogged leaf block wall, replanted some more bamboo, and I headed straight back to my collection system. Finally, having an elytra made it so much more fun to navigate through this skyblock base. Back to building, it's time to add water and make sure that everything flows into the collection system. I went through all the corners and through blocks to make sure that nothing gets stuck. So far so good. Everything's headed into that corner right there. I tried the edges as well. Super smooth. No issues at all. I needed a break from doing the collection system, so I decided to continue building my base. I wanted to build the 3rd layer, my final and largest outer circle, and make this already large base even larger. I'm wondering what everyone's experience with building circles are. If you noticed in that replay just now, I actually messed up my circle a few times, and that keeps happening on every single circle that I do. I probably have an issue with concentration right here. Anyway, let's head to our super smelter and make sure we still have a lot of stone, and the answer to that is a resounding yes. I went straight back to work and finished the final 1/3 of the outer circle. Creepers have been an issue during my build, so I prefer to sleep at night to make sure that I don't get anything exploding in any of my important areas. With that said, straight back to work. Finishing up these circles took some time. That gave me opportunity to plan out my lucky block collection system. I'll be honest with you, I actually only planned to play for 100 days. But as this progresses, I started having more and more ideas, and well, it ended up being 1 year of Minecraft. What was that croaking? That was pretty awkward. I'm gonna keep that in though. We all have our flaws, and mine's is probably English. It'll get better with time. Surely. I gave things some thought, and I decided to add even more layers to my base. This time, I'm gonna need all my dirt blocks, and a lot more than that. Hopefully, the lucky block farm will be able to provide me with that. Quickly repaired my gear, because I really don't want my elytra to break, and I had to be extra careful because there's a flaw with this farm, and if I stay too close, the creepers can actually explode. It has happened before. Feel free to watch the 1-block skyblock episode if you want to see that mishap. Next, item sorter. We're gonna pick out items that we want from the lucky block and filter them out on these item sorters. This is the first time that I'm building a super massive item sorter in Minecraft Hardcore, and it's also probably the first time that it actually makes sense. We're gonna build all the way from here, all the way to that block, far beyond. I know this is gonna take some time, many nights, for sure. I just realized that I could actually build a really cool farm here. Glow octopi actually spawned on the little waterfalls down there. Interesting. Maybe for later though, I'm not sure what I'm gonna use them for right now. I mean, glowing item frames are pretty cool, but other than that, can't think of anything else. But do let me know in the comment section below if I can actually use them for something useful. Quick nap, and now it's time to add some greens. I'm taking inspiration from the center part of my base. I wanted to add something similar to this. Basically, an outer layer that consists of a terraced grass garden with a lot of decorations, but I'm not sure if I'll ever have enough dirt blocks for them. Gonna have to think of a strategy for that later. I built a little prototype, and basically this is how I plan to do it. Just following the shapes of the primary circle with a little bit of variation here and there to make it not look too rigid. I'm gonna need to borrow a grass block from the center bit of the base. So I grabbed a few of them down here, replaced it with normal dirt, and flew straight back up to start the process. There we go. This part is gonna be nice and green. I pushed on until I ran out of dirt, pretty much. Time to head to the nether. I think I left some dirt there. It was from the time when I farmed my lucky blocks in the nether roof. Flew over to my portal and... yeah, that was a pretty bad crash right there. Speaking of which, I probably need a proper storage system other than the item sorter. We're definitely good on food so far. Found 2 stacks of dirt. That should be enough. No, wait, what am I saying? That is barely enough. Remember what I said about the lava trap being super annoying? I tried to circumvent that by building these gates and fences right under where the lava would have spawned. I actually calculated exactly how many blocks it spawns under the platform, and hopefully this is accurate. We'll see. Do you guys remember that to-do list board that we had on the first Lucky Block episode? Still got it. I'm gonna have to build a house for my villagers, and I'm gonna make an awesome nether portal. I wanted to add banners all across my base, which I already did. I do want to breed a lot of villagers to make this place come to life, add beacons, enlarge my base. I want to build an epic zoo, and finally connect my 2 bases. I also already know the items that I wanted to sort on my item sorter, the valuable things that will be used for my final build. Alright, back to the collection system. I built an infinite water source because we're gonna need to manually build a water elevator all the way from down here all the way to the top. And we don't have any seagrass to actually make the water blocks fill themselves, so we're gonna have to do this manually one by one. It's gonna be fun. But before we do that, I want to make sure that this actually works. So let's just test it out. I already added a soul sand at the bottom, added some water blocks. I wanted to make sure that blocks that go in through the water stream actually end up here. Right, let's throw the bucket. Is it coming up? Is it coming up? It's not coming up. I'm gonna have to go down there and check what's going on. It's not even going to that side of the block. Right, so it's getting stuck in the middle there. I need to do something about that. Oh, I even have an empty block on the left. So I sorted things out just a little bit, added a gate right there, and I think, there we go. There we go. Things are working fine. I went to the top of the build to make sure that this is perfectly aligned. Nothing worse than building all the way up and figuring out that things aren't in symmetry. Pretty sure from gauging through these visuals that everything is smack down center. Jump down into that hole, should be up. Yeah. Gotta work on my parkour aim right there. I'm replacing these blocks with smooth cut stone to give more of an industrial feel to it. Now all I gotta do is repeat the process all the way up to the top. Let's go. Gotta refill my buckets. A quick glance to the top. Final water bucket refill. And we finally made it. I used glass for the top bits. I actually wanted to use glass for the entirety of this pipe, but glass blocks are pretty much the rarest thing to find in the Lucky Block world, so I had to skip that bit. I threw some items into the pipe, and let's fly up and make sure that they actually end up there. I can already see from the corner of my eye that there are items popping up at the top, but let's have a closer look and make sure they're actually there. Confirmed. This will be fun. Let's test it by ourselves. Oh, that's kind of dark, kind of scary. There we go. All the way up top, and we got all our items back. Perfect. I made a note to place my lucky blocks 7 blocks from this line. I did some tests, and the drops from the lucky blocks did end up on top of the pipe. Now for arguably the most important part, building the item sorter. Nothing too complex about this, but it's gonna be quite tedious. We'll test this one out real quick. Diamonds up top, and let's see if it sorts down to the hoppers and chests below. It's working fine. All the way down, and it seems to be filling the bottom chest instead of the top one. That's fine. We'll put labels on the front side. And next, I gotta make placeholder items for the item sorter. So I'm gonna use slabs and just rename them as a number 1, just to make sure things don't mess up, like my menu screen. What is going on here? Oh, it must be my physics mod. Back to business though, time to add the outlines for my storage system. We're gonna follow the circular shape of the bottom layer and add a few nooks and crannies just to make it look more interesting. I added a clear separation 3 blocks apart for each part of the storage system. And also, I thought we were running out of wood, so I decided to chop down the entire tree line here and replant them. I forgot that I actually had tons of wood in my storage, but, well, oh well. What's done is done. I'll probably need it later anyway. And now for the fun bit. Fun and tedious, but, well, satisfying. I don't mind. Let's go. Now all we gotta do is make some more placeholder items and place them inside the hoppers. And it's done! Our entire item sorter is fully complete. The biggest one I've ever built in Minecraft so far. That just shows that I haven't really built big builds before, especially compared to big YouTubers out there. But hey, it's a process, it's a process. I realized I was getting low on rockets, so I had to farm some sugarcane, and luckily I do have a lot of gunpowder. Not blast powder. I have a lot of gunpowder as well. We're gonna craft paper from the sugarcane, and then we're gonna head into our mob grinder where we have tons and tons of gunpowder waiting for us at the bottom. And as a bonus, we do have a lot of bone as well, which will be extremely useful for the later parts of this build. Back to the nether to do a quick inventory check. We have a lot of blocks of diamond, gold, iron, emerald, and lapis. And oh gosh, I gotta work on my elytra flying skills. The thing is, I'm gonna need a lot more of those blocks. So now it's time to label all the bits of my item sorters with the things that I'm gonna farm for my lucky block. I did omit a few things from my list because I simply didn't have enough space to fill everything up. But hey, you gotta pick and choose and pick the best out of the best from the loot table. We finished the top section of the pipe. This will connect the items from the collection system into the item sorter. Let's watch the water flow. Right, off you go into the corner and score. There we go, folks. This should work just fine. I covered the top bits to make sure no items actually drop, and it's looking great, just like me. Okay, that was lame. Right, let's give it a first test. I'm gonna throw this diamond block down and hopefully nothing goes wrong. Hopefully. Hope doesn't always work. And as I was watching my diamond block slowly tumble down into my collection system, it disappeared on the last second.
Bruh.
Right, that's a bit worrying. I turned around to check, and the sounds of crickets all but confirmed that I'm not sure. But I pretty much doubled down and I threw everything I had down into the dumpster, or collection system. Hopefully they don't disappear. Hopefully. I turned around again, and I waited and waited, and I'm still not sure if it's actually working or not. I hope I don't lose my items. I kept doubling down. I threw more items down and nothing seemed to come up. This ain't good, and as if it were a bad sign, it started raining, storming pretty much, and as I stood there in horror of losing all my precious blocks, nothing happened. Scary moment for sure, folks. I went back to the pipe, looked inside, still nothing. Hopefully they're stuck downstairs. We'll have to figure it out. But for now, it's getting dark. I don't want creepers messing up my system. I think we'll just take a nap, wait for better weather, and hopefully none of our items disappear. It wasn't the best of sleep, I guarantee you that. That was worrying. I woke up, went down, and I figured out that all my items actually got stuck in one of the pipes leading into the vertical section of the pipe. Now that everything's fixed, let's give it another whirl. This time around, things fared much better. Right, let's hope it goes up this time. Let's hope it goes. Oh, there we go, there we go. I see emeralds coming up. Gotta double check the hoppers as well and make sure there's no blockage. I see that it's sorting obsidian right now. I started checking the chests as well. The gold chests and the diamond. Oh, there we go. The diamond chests are working already. My blocks of diamonds are back. And as you can see, the obsidian is currently what's being sorted. I also added another part to the build. A sorting system to throw away trash. Basically items that drop from the lucky block that are in overabundance and aren't necessary for this part of the build. Basically to save me time from having to throw these things away manually. And I've also basically set up the least eco-friendly trash disposal system. Yup, we're throwing everything into the sky. And let me go on record that I do not condone this kind of behavior. I'm only doing this in Minecraft, and throwing TNT from the sky is the last thing that I want to do in real life. So this part here is my overflow chest. Everything that's not sorted will end up in here, and a lot of trash items will be here for sure. And at the bottom is for my trash. Everything that goes into these bottom 3 chests will end up into this, well, aerial dumping system. The system wasn't perfect though. I'm gonna have to fix that a bit. I'll show you why it's broken in a bit. But for now, we basically did everything that we need to do to beat the lucky block. In the meantime though, I did a quick stop to the nether and I figured I had 2 nice axes. I should combine them, they'll give me better enchants, and I think one of them has mending as well, which means pretty much all of my gear, except my hoe, has mending on it. Now it's time to head back to base, to my home, my second home basically, where I've hidden my lucky block beneath it. Stowed away, because that stuff is cursed. That stuff is cursed. If I accidentally right click on it now, I might actually destroy the centerpiece of my build. So if you haven't watched the previous episode, this is where I have my end portal frame built, and it's also where I stowed away my lucky block because I don't want to accidentally click on it and destroy my base. Let's start mining. That was quite a bit, but I still think we could use a bit more. Alright, that's enough for now. I think that's enough to fill this entire ender chest. Let's have a look. More than enough, more than enough. We can farm more later, but for now, let's just use what we have. Out we go through the trap doors. Gotta close them doors on the way out as well. And let's get straight to business. It's time. So, 7 blocks from this platform. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's actually where I need to stand, not where I place my blocks. I actually also added horizontal blocks from the side to mark this area so I don't have to keep counting to 7 each and every time. My biggest worry is big old TNT blowing up my item sorter. I think I've placed it reasonably far enough, but you never know. You never know. Those things can be pretty unpredictable, along with all the other traps that come with the lucky block. Unfortunately, a lot of collateral is gonna happen with this. Oh, that's pretty cool. I can still buy items even though he fell. Unfortunately, I didn't bring diamonds with me, so I'm gonna have to fix that. In case you didn't know, those hero potions are super OP and I need tons of them. Let's start farming. And then this happened. I'm glad they all fell down there. I had no idea what was going on. It was pitch dark. I survived. I survived. Now this part was a bit unfortunate. Cats, dogs, and other animals can actually go through the pipe as well. I didn't realize at the time until I actually saw that recording. I also had another issue. My item disposal system wasn't working correctly. And here's a time lapse of me trying to throw all the garbage away. That took a long time. I also fixed the item disposal system. I'm just using 2 observers facing each other. Much more reliable. Also really noisy. We're gonna have to take care of that soon. I need a switch to turn that thing on and off. Right, let's have a quick look at the items we've collected thus far. 13 coarse dirt, 2 stacks of dirt, not too many lapis lazuli blocks, so I won't be building with that. 16 ancient debris, and now for the shiny blocks. 1 stack-ish of gold blocks, 30 gold bars, and blocks of diamonds, 20, that's not too bad. 1 1/4 stacks of diamonds. Not too much in terms of iron blocks, but I have a lot in my farm. And for emerald, 10 blocks. That is not too much. Not too much at all. I did have a lot of normal emerald though. I'm not sure why I didn't put this in the recording, but yeah. That was going to be the bottleneck though. I want to build with a lot of emeralds, but luckily for us, we have a solution for that. I'll show you in a bit. We also have a lot of sea lanterns, lots of golden apples, enchanted golden apples, carrots. Basically, we're good. That was from 1 session of farming. We modified the redstone again. It's ticking a lot faster, but now we also have a switch because I might be driven insane from the sound of redstone. I also added this sorter right here, which will throw away items that are non-stackable, as in swords, armor pieces, bowls, you name it. This hopper down here is gonna go straight to the trash disposal system. Let's give it a quick whirl. Put in some stones and a few swords. See how it works? Go back here, and there we go. All we get is stone. That stone sword up there has been there before, so ignore that, ignore that. Trust me, it works. Anyway, it's time to start building our item storage system. We're gonna move our valuable spawn eggs that we got from our first episode into this temporary storage. Hopefully we'll have time to build a zoo, but first things first, let's make our storage room. And it's done. I'm loving this whole little medieval feel to this room with the armor stand in the middle, hanging lanterns, checkered colored carpets, and a window on each side. But the real purpose of this room is to complete one of the things on my to-do list board. And that is to build an epic nether portal. This will be a first for me. I've never built a nether portal that is this well decorated. I lit it up and was hoping for a great view. And what I got? Well, that's basically a wall. But to be honest, it looks alright. Anyway, still lots to be done here. Hey, look at that, my very first iron golem spawn. At least the naturally generated ones. That's a good sign of things to come. A lot to farm, a lot to collect. Really happy that this section of the build is done though. Time to double the tempo on the lucky block farming. Yipes. Oh no, I fell down into my collection chamber. This is kinda hard to navigate. I had to clear out the mobs that were cramming my collection chamber. On top of that, this was the point that I realized this might be a hazard. If there were more dangerous mobs down there, I'd be dead. And this time, that dreadful trap, the lava trap, the one I've been waiting for. Apparently my plan did not work. That whole contraption that I built underneath to prevent this from happening, it ain't working. I sat there and watched as... Oh no, this is gonna screw up my collection system. Here it comes. Here. Oh no. No! I'm left with no choice but to clear this entire area up. I gotta break all those stones, clean it up. I gotta clear out the lava first though. Out of all the traps, I hate this one the most. This is tedious. But wait and see, there's worse traps to come. Things that I did not even know existed. So apparently there are odds to which traps occur and when, depending on your luck or lack thereof. So I finished my chores, went back up, and then I realized something. Wait, I'm hearing something. Are there cats trapped inside? Nothing there. Oh, okay, there's a bunny down there. I cleared up the top bits of the pipe, and there they are. All the animals were stuck inside, lining up. I decided it would be better to just clear up this top section and give them an opportunity to just get out of here. Unfortunately, some of them drowned. I'm kind of sad about that, but I saved what I could. Wait, what? Did I just almost die to... What? I mean, I had OP armor. I had no idea those things could hurt so much. I'm so glad I actually collected Totems of Undying on the previous episode. Considering I almost died, and I only have a few Totems of Undying left, I had to adjust my strategy. From here on out, I'm gonna chug potions before doing my lucky block speedruns. This very odd formation of drops suddenly showed up. A rose signifying hope, a pickaxe symbolizing me mining the lucky blocks, leading to my eventual death, digging my own grave. When I looked at myself, I was even invisible. So something ominous is going on here. I carried on farming, and not long after, this odd giant zombie with a lucky block in a really odd position showed up. I decided to shoot his bumhole with my arrow, and it actually accidentally triggered the large lucky block. Oh no, this might be a big explosion. Better run, better run. Cool looking effects though, gotta say, those glass block thingies, but luckily it was just fireworks. I decided to take a break and I decorated the right side of my storage room to look like a different nether biome. I also fixed up my redstone circuitry because I didn't realize that placing redstone right next to hoppers locked them. Now that that's fixed, I went back to my storage room. I wanted to store the new heads that I've collected and I actually found a mending book, which means I can finally put mending on my second pickaxe. Now, it's not just about beating the lucky block. We actually want to build something massive here. So let's chug a potion and go straight back to work. I felt pretty bad for this ghast. He has obsidian stuck in his eye. At this point, my game was lagging pretty badly, and I know exactly who to blame. Laura, Linda, Lewis, Lucy, Lavender, Lydia, Loretta, and Mr. Rainbow. I kind of feel bad about this, but you folks are just gonna have to go. And I'll show my justification. This is the sort of frame rates I was getting when this area was getting filled up. It went as low as 18 frames per second, which is pretty bad, so yeah. Sorry, folks. This horse has got to go too. Sorry, buddy. Okay, we're very close to the building section of this video. Finally. I mean, sure, building the item sorter, the item collection system, that was something, but the next thing I want to build is more decorative, and that's what I've been waiting for. We're pretty much good in the gold department, lots of gold bars and ingots. In terms of diamonds, we're almost there, almost there. In fact, after crafting the diamonds into diamond blocks, we probably have enough. I don't have too much blocks of iron, but I do have a lot at my iron golem farm. Ah, that's why it's been broken. There's an iron golem stuck right inside that farm. Right, in terms of blocks of emeralds, I have 1 stack, and well, that's a decent amount of emeralds. Not nearly enough. Blocks of quartz, I have a lot. I'm gonna need these. Let's go check our food supplies as well. Lots of enchanted golden apples, that's gonna be important. I can live a life of luxury and eat golden apples as my staple meal, and I have a lot of golden carrots as well. Congratulations, you've made it halfway through the video. I really appreciate you guys watching this far on a brand new channel, by the way. Would be great if you guys say hi in the comment section below. I'd really appreciate that. Back to building. Now that we have more dirt, it's time to fill the left side area with our terraced dirt. Terraced dirt. I should call it something else. That just sounds icky. And now for the main build. I actually planned this all the way from the first episode of the Lucky Block video. I want to make giant towers at the corners. I definitely didn't have time for it on the first episode, but I do now. Now that I look at it from the sky though, I think those circles may be too small. Those ain't giant towers. So I flew back and I decided to enlarge the circles. I hope this won't be too much of a task. I realized it was already day 268 and being able to finish this within 100 days is probably not going to be realistic. Honestly, it was never my intention to make this a 365-day video. That was not the intention. But I hate leaving a build half done, so we're just going to go through with it and push on. I built the base layer for my tower, and I also have this double slab mod, which will make parts of the building actually look cooler. I went ahead and built a really tall scaffolding, stood at the very top, trying to decide how high I want my tower to be. That was probably too tall, so somewhere in between. This is where the half slabs come in handy. You can make all these cool sorts of decorations with it. In between layers, I decided to use my favorite block, quartz. Not long after, oh no, creeper. I'm glad I saw him first. Oh gosh, if he exploded on one of these storage systems, no, that wouldn't have been good. I was pretty sure I lit up my area pretty well. Apparently not. Was starting to think that my tower is pretty much tall enough at this point. I took a little break in between because I was literally tired from building this, and I had this cool mod that actually let me sit on slabs or stairs. As I was recording this, I was laying on my bed, just resting my wrists. It happens. Can't rest for too long though. We've still got a lot more to build. The day was getting a little bit late, so it was probably wise to sleep before another creeper sneaks up on me. And finally, we're building the top part of the tower. I was trying to decide between a dome or a spire, and in the end, I think a spire works pretty well. Looking good so far. I had a lucky break here. I've been wanting to get mangrove propagules since the first episode. Really happy that this wandering trader had some with him. I'm gonna spare his life. I've actually never seen a mangrove tree before, by the way. I haven't played beyond 1.16. I mean, these things are humongous, and I love the variation of blocks that come with them. Oh man, next episode, I'm gonna play 1.20 for sure. If you have any ideas for a series that I can do, pop them in the comment section below. That's how the tower looks like from ground level. Kinda cool. And yeah, back to that series thing. I might do a quick break from 100-day videos. I want to do some short series, maybe challenges or seed reviews. Give me some suggestions, folks. Would love to hear your ideas. Alright, day 289. Time for a quick dip in the bath and a well-deserved rest. Because the next time I wake up, it's gonna be 23 days later. So day 312, what has changed? Let's look out my window. That is an awesome view. All 3 towers done. This is probably on par, if not more difficult than my ocean monument base, which was pretty epic as well. If you haven't seen that video, do watch it after. I cleared up the stone bricks that were covering this part of the area because I thought I wanted to leave more of an open space to get a better view of this tower. Unintentionally, the insides of the tower actually look pretty awesome as well, especially combined with acacia flooring. Now, I have nowhere near enough dirt blocks for my builds, and I just remembered that I do believe I found some moss blocks before in the first episode. And there we have it. Have 10 moss blocks. I've never used moss blocks before, mind you, so I started by experimenting. Okay, so that's what happens if you bone meal it. That's pretty unimpressive. Can I silk touch it? Silk touching it does indeed work. My hope here was to replace grass blocks with moss blocks since I do not have enough dirt. Here's when I realized that you can actually spread the moss block to surrounding stone blocks. Unfortunately for me though, I just didn't grasp the logic that I could just put stone everywhere and start using moss and bone meal to spread it all across. Instead, here I was farming moss blocks to place them manually on my build later, which was kind of dumb, especially considering they're all falling down. I also didn't realize what I was stepping into. No, no, firework, rocket. Okay, we got this. Oh man, I am so glad that this world is come on, get in. Yeah. Yeah, I'm so glad this world is super high up. By super high up, what I meant was, well, there's a lot of room to spare from top to bottom in case you fall. Lucky break right there. And here's the bit where I wasted a lot of time mining moss blocks. Why would I do that? Live and learn, live and learn. That was a great waste of an entire Minecraft day. Alright, it's time to spice up the build. Let's go grab our valuable precious blocks. That was a redundant way to say that. We'll turn these diamonds into blocks and hopefully we have enough for our build. The plan is to replace the entirety of the roofs of our towers into valuable blocks. What I needed to decide here was whether to use emeralds or not, as I have nowhere near the amount that I need. I could have went for gold, iron, and diamond for my roofs, but I don't think I'm gonna settle for that. Let's start with the first tower. Let's go for something shiny. I'm gonna replace this one with gold. Let's go. That is looking nice and shiny. And now, it's time to do some maths. 84 blocks multiplied by 4. That is the amount I need for each tower. This is definitely not enough. I need way more than that. So you know what? Let's do a quick run at our lucky block. Alright, back to checking diamond blocks. Let's see. Pretty sure that's enough as soon as we combine them with the diamonds. We'll turn these into blocks. I need 336 blocks of emeralds. This is definitely not enough. Even with combined with the emeralds. Not enough, not enough. But we've got a solution. If you haven't noticed, I have a pretty raspy voice today. A bit of a cold. But we march on, folks. Let's go get our emeralds. And I know exactly where to obtain them. Time to fly back to our main base. Pretty sure we had villager traders set up in here. Get ready for a little stress session on your ears because trading with villagers ain't so fun. And we're done. Damn, need a breather. I'm happy, they're happy. Look at all those glows. They ain't even sleeping during nighttime. Too much excitement, all that emerald rush. Let's go convert the emeralds into blocks and see if we've got enough. We should have. We should have. There we go. I think that's over 332. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let's fly back to base and do our ultimate tower. The Emerald Tower, the Jade Tower, whatever you want to call it. Let's go. Tower number 2, done. Done. Interior, done. Almost died on the way down. Smart man, smart man. Watching falling scaffolding is super satisfying. That jade roof, even more so. And finally, our diamond tower. It's done. Interiors, done as well. All 3 towers. Holy cow. Holy cow. These are structures that look just as good from the outside as they do on the inside. But wait, we do have a job to do. Back to the drawing board. Horse, stay. No. This is not right. Yo, get off my face. Get off my face. Build a sky village. Not yet. Get Bob a job. Soon. Building an awesome nether portal. That part is done. We can scrape that off the list. Breed a lot of villagers. Not an issue. Beacons, not a problem. Enlarge base, it's already pretty big. This next part, building an epic zoo, I'm not sure. Do we even have the time? Connect to skyblock? I'm scraping that. I don't want to do that. And of course, the secret last gold, aka confusion. I don't even know what it is. But first of all, let's clear out these bamboo. We don't need them anymore and they're blocking the view. We do have a lot of ancient debris, so we may as well smelt them. I have no idea what I'm going to use them for, but who knows, maybe another beacon, who knows, we'll see. I mean, it's not much of an achievement in this sort of world, but it's always nice to have. I reactivated my wool duplicator and it sounds like a railgun. Back to terraforming, as they like to call it. I need to connect the entire outer area of the base with beautiful lush greenery. This will be sort of harder than I thought it would be, but not an issue. We push on, folks. We push on. I'm using every single piece of dirt block that I still have left. Went back to my nether portal room and replaced my diamond armor stand with the netherite enchanted version. And you know what? We'll just throw these away. Flex a bit, you know? Back to gardening. You know what? That's my new role. I'm not a Minecraft. I am a gardener. That's what I am. Done on one side, let's head over to the other one. We need to put bone meal on these grass, add grass, and a few other varieties, of course. Right, so we wanted to breed a lot of villagers, so I got some from the nether. They were stuck in there. I do have some inside as well. Gave them a lot of carrots. And as you all know also very well, villagers plus carrots means love. Love is in the air, folks. And this is the part where I realized that I did not have to do that farming earlier. The silk touch farming of the moss blocks. All I needed to do is place stones, and I have an overabundance of them. And that's all I need to do. This pretty much replaces my dirt blocks. They look similar enough, the colors are similar enough. The only difference is there's dirt sections on the side. But since these blocks are way at the back, you can barely notice. I also added minute details that look really good with the build. Little stone slabs here and there, lanterns, trees on the outsides, a few crafting tables with trapdoors. Everything just looks really good right now. Let me give you a quick demo up from the top. From the super posh, pardon my attempt at an English accent, top of the tower section. Let's have a look. We're gonna zoom in and appreciate the details. Have a look at that. All the different stuff that goes into this area makes it look super lush, not boring. Well, at least I think it's not so boring. But we've only done one half. We gotta do the other half right here, where that lucky block is. A few things I want to show you real quick though. Let's head on down here. I added a little area with glass blocks just because I wanted to showcase that awesome redstone sorter that we did underneath. So just a little area to peek inside. Looks kinda cool. But I do have another surprise for you folks. If we turn around from here, we got something new. A 6-seater cinema. Sort of. Let's just pretend that this big nether portal is a TV. The only problem is I don't really have friends to enjoy this with, even though I have 6 seats. Maybe a server one day, who knows? Wait, oi, there we go. A friend popped up. Let's see what you have for sale. Oh gosh, sugarcane. I could use this in my other world. Next episode, you'll see. You know what, I was kind of feeling good. I didn't want to kill this guy, so I gave him some golden carrots instead. Let's pretend that's popcorn. Enjoy your movie, off I go. Alright, next on the to-do list, we gotta find Bob again. He usually spawns quite a lot, but you know how these things go. As soon as you look for something, they never spawn. As soon as you don't expect something to spawn, they will. It's just the law of life. Got one of those super dark traps. And not long after, fortunately for me, on day 344, we've met Bob again. Bob, how you doing, bro? A little backstory on Bob, folks. Bob is misunderstood. Bob is just an average Joe. Just like you and me. Us Alexes and Steves. Went with the wrong crowd, ended up being a delinquent degenerate, but we can fix that for Bob. It's our job to fix people in society. Big talk for someone whose only job is playing Minecraft. Right, let's lure him in. He should go up, and in you go, Bob. In you go. That's where you're gonna have your rehab. Don't worry, buddy, we'll get you back to society soon, and as promised, get you a job. I already prepared a splash potion of weakness, and let's just pop on over to Bob. Splash it over him. Boom. Give him a golden apple. And there we go. Bob's rehab process has begun. And there you go, folks. Bob is back. Bobby is back. Welcome back, Bob. To be fair, Bob's gonna need a bit of time to adjust back into society. I mean, he's been in the penile system for quite a while, or the zombie penile system rather. He's gonna need time to adjust, so we'll leave him be for a while we do some of our other chores. Before saying goodbye to this lucky block mining system where we quote-unquote beat the lucky block, I wanted to do one last session. And that happened. Lucky for me, folks, they all fell down. But that was an insane amount of mobs and creepers. Almost died there as well. Let's see, what have we got down there? Oh my, that is certain death if I fall down. The ironies never stop. This zombie caught me off guard. This leaves me with no choice but to clear out the entire area. I apologize for the horses and the other collateral, bunnies as well, and other animals that I do not wish to mention. And we march on. There are just so many annoying folks that pop up from the lucky block, including this guy right here. Push the villager off. Mean pigs, bro. You guys are pigs. Instant karma for me using foul language. Not long after, this happened. Hey, that's That's not supposed to spawn from a lucky block. This is what gets me from lucky blocks. Ain't nothing lucky about that. Ain't nothing lucky. But hey, when he's stuck in that post, looks kinda cute actually. Nothing cute about getting my base wrecked though. My redstone, all my emeralds, diamonds, golds, you name it. Time to get the heck out of here. I'm hoping if we fly away, he will chase us. Let's see if that's the case. Do I even have enough elytra durability? We'll see. Okay, is he chasing me? Are any projectiles heading my way? We'll see. Oh, okay. He's shooting me, so he should be following me. Let's head to land. I gotta pick a safe place to do this fight. Ain't gonna do it on my base. So here we go. And you know, having a look at this overworld stuff makes me miss playing in the overworld. Too many skyblock episodes. We're gonna change that up, shake things up, do more challenges. Now I do not have buckets of milk, which is normally essential for fighting withers, but I do have my super handy hero potions, which should do the trick. Through my bottle away action hero style, I can already feel instant karma is on its way. I lost my bow. I literally lost my bow. I could not find it for the life of me. And as I watched the replay, yeah, I literally threw it out by accident. I binded my buttons a bit too close. But I've looked everywhere for this bow. I couldn't find it. I absolutely could not find it, although I was probably looking at the wrong place now that I've actually seen the replays. I had no choice but to fly back to my base. If I remember correctly, I actually had a sick bow from the first skyblock episode. So we're gonna look for that real quick. It should be in my storage room somewhere. In we go, open chests, and there it is. Let's go, lass. Lame name. I know. We're heading straight back to the outer islands to make sure chaos does not ensue at my main base. And you know what? Let's have a quick nap, even though we're doing a wither fight. Clocked in a good 8 hours of sleep, did some yoga, had my breakfast, and now it's time to kill the wither. I mean, that's all pretty routine for me, you know. Sleep, yoga, breakfast, killing a wither. You know how it is. Getting those nether stars usually feel a lot more special. But hey, it's my first one that I actually got from killing a wither in this series. From the lucky block part, at least. I think I killed 2 withers on the skyblock edition. So, a quick gander at this awesomely odd-shaped landscape. But hey, I think my elytra is running out of durability. We need to get back home before I get stranded. Now it's time to do some damage control. Let's see if the wither actually broke anything here. At first glance, I thought nothing was broken. I had a quick look, but apparently right there. Redstone gone. I need to fix that later. And what about my crown jewels? The diamond, gold, and emerald roofs. They all seem to be fine. Except for that one hole right there. That's not an issue. So my base is absolutely okay. But you know what? We're done with the lucky block. Even the villagers are fine. I'm clearing it up. Instead, we're building a little walkway, lucky block themed, disco dance floors. And that is basically goodbye for that for now. We have all the materials we need, and what we don't need, as usual, we throw to the sky. The trees on this section are blocking the view, so instead, I'm moving them back to the further outmost layer of the base. I also built foliage on top of my lucky block tunnel, and finally, we finished the greeneries all the way towards the center of the base. Whoa. Proper matrix glitch right there. I cleared up my obsolete nether portal and fulfilled my promises. And believe me, I don't do that very often. But today, we're gonna change that. Or try to, at least. Turning around, I finally built what I've promised to build. A little homestead for my villagers. It's a little early in the morning, so we're gonna have to wait till the alarm bell rings. That is one hell of an alarm. Sounds like an iron golem got stuck somewhere, coincidentally with the villagers waking up. Anyway, a quick room tour. Nothing too fancy. 2 beds per room, decent amenities. We also got rooms on the upper floors, one on the left and the right. And I did add some cool details, like this banner acting as a curtain. Gives the villagers a little bit of privacy. And I did not stop there. Across these 3 towers, I've built something. But before we even head on there, we do have a promise to fulfill. Bob right here. Bob, buddy, it's your time to shine. Off you go into the wild. Oh look, Bob already has a job. You know what? We'll buy something from him. We'll give him that extra bit of motivation. So Bob has settled in well as a farmer. What the heck is this villager doing? Bruv. You can get yourself killed there. Oh man. Yo, find a job, buddy. Wait a minute, those ones can't find jobs. You know what? You do what you do. I also built vanilla-styled farms. Whoops, just froze that. In front of the farmer housing area. Let's get to the other side of the base. We've built things a little bit differently on this one. On the gold tower, this section is designated for the scholars. We've set up some tents where they can buy books or just borrow them if they wish. No need to buy stuff here. We're a cool little community. Librarians have already been roaming this area, studying plants, wildlife, and whatnot. And Bob, wrong place, buddy. You chose to be a farmer. That side, bro. That side. You know what? You've been through a lot. You do what you want to do, buddy. Do what you want to do. I've also set up a little seating area for the librarians to read books, you know, do the boring stuff. Their housing area is a little bit different from the one we had before. This one's a lot more simplistic. 2 beds on each corner, bookshelves surrounding them, lanterns for them to read at night. Basically, no break from studying. That sounds like a nightmare to me. But they do get awesome motivation. Look up, and that gold will be up for grabs for the top students of the class. Anyway, that's how our base looks so far. There's still a few last things on our to-do list. Last but not least, my own home. This part is a bit creepy. Remember all those player heads of myself that I got from the Lucky Block? I decided to put them on an armor stand and yeah, sleeping here won't be easy. Let's get to the storage room real quick. We closed doors on the way out because we're good folks. Storage room. These eggs. I said I would build an epic zoo. It's day 364. There's just no way that I can do this on this episode. But hey, I might do another episode. Maybe not on the next video, but I'm pretty sure I'll eventually consider continuing on this series. But there is one thing that I can still fulfill, even though we have only 1 day left. Beacons. All across the base. This is gonna make the base look epic. Let's go. One last quick look at the amazing gardens that we've built. Because after this, there's gonna be beacon lights behind them. Let's watch them light up one by one and slowly fade into the night where they truly shine. Looking epic. Looking pretty epic. And do you remember that design that I did on the previous episode? My whole master plan? Let's see how they match up now. We'll pull these 2 images together and there you go. Everything went pretty much as planned. Pretty proud of my creation here. I hope you guys like it too, actually. If you don't mind, give me a rating, 1 to 10, I guess. A 7 would be great, guys. A 7 would be great. This Lucky Block section has been retired. I am keeping the pipes though, because they can still be used as an item sorter. Just no more Lucky Blocks. The Emerald Tower in particular looks great in the sunset. Not to discredit any of the other 2 towers. Now, I actually wanted to ask you folks, what could I add to this build? Let's say not enlarging it, but what could I add on those floors that would make this even more interesting? I would like to know your thoughts. Here, let me blur it up for you. And that does look kind of cool, actually. It's like Christmas lights. What kind of imaginative builds would you add on to these sections? But anyway, day 365, my last day of sleep. It's time to end this, folks. It's time to end this. If you've watched this far, please do say so in the comments section, and I really do appreciate you folks supporting this brand new channel. I sincerely hope you folks enjoyed the video. Dropping a like on the video would be epic. Signing out, see you guys next time.